And good morning world. It's 20 to 9 on the 9th of January, and I'm in a rush because I'm off to go and get a load of teeth put in. I'm finally getting to the end game of a year's worth of major dental implant treatment, which is why the shape of my face has been changing so much in the last 6 months. I've been having lots of titanium put in and okay. On that nature of wounding and healing, I want to talk about Chiron. Much misunderstood, only recently discovered and still being formulated as to its meaning. But there's certainly pretty clear indicators about Chiron as being the planet of healing and wounding. So here's a quick, rough guide to Chiron in aspect. Chiron is about where you can sabotage yourself. It's where you can end up being the springboard for other people's success, and they don't even say thanks, let alone take you with them. You can end up feeling used and abused and taken for granted. If you've got Chiron conjunct, square or opposite Mars, you're going to be a bit inhibited about being projective and assertive. You may have fears of inadequacy around sexuality. There can be inconfidence in standing up for yourself. Alternatively, there can be the opposite, completely brash and insensitive to other people's feelings. With Chiron opposite square or conjunct Venus, there can be issues around feeling undervalued, feeling unloved, unworthy of love even. I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be valued or loved. And there can be the type of tendency to either amass lots of money or to give it all away, as well as to reject people who show kindness. With Chiron opposite or square Mercury, you're likely to find that there's people there who, when young, are really inhibited and inconfident about projecting their voice, or thinking that they're inadequate or inept at the mental level, that their intellectual communication isn't very good. Of course, this is rubbish, but there is a tendency in the first 40 years to put oneself down mentally and to be externally quite shy and reserved about projecting oneself. With Chiron moon, whoa, big one, very big one, issues around mother, issues around nurturing and wounding, issues around affection, lack of affection when young, or emotional manipulation when young, big time. And that's where we have a whole subject on its own, Chiron moon. Chiron sun is where one's individuality can be consumed or subsumed, absorbed by other or others, and you do become the literal springboard, whether it's conjuncts, opposite or square the sun. Chiron working with the sun is very much an independence inhibitor in the first 40 years of life. Chiron on the ascendant or opposite the ascendant really has a lot to do with the way your childhood was, your upbringing and your relationship with authority. And here we're seeing people who are scared to be successful, because if they always set themselves up for failure, they fail just at the end, then they're safe. Whereas if you succeed once, that's it. You set a pattern which you've got to stick to. And Chiron ascendant. Well, it's easy to say that this has got to do with relationships, but there's also a lot of imagery about physical body shape, physical self-worth, undervaluing oneself, particularly the physical appearance. And here's a really weird one, and I don't know why it works, but it does. Chiron in mythology was half man, half horse. He was the centaur. And when I find people with Chiron on, opposite or square the ascendant, almost every time, there's always a real attraction or a real phobia towards horses. Horses represent a kind of shamanistic power totem animal to many people with a strong Chiron. Why this should be, I don't know. Why it's horses and no other animal, I don't know. Maybe I've just not investigated other animals enough. But Chiron does seem to be a powerful shamanistic tool in areas around unvaluing oneself and revaluing oneself, and for some strange reason horses have a lot to do with it. Okay, I may come back to this one later. Catch you later. Bye.